Welcome back to the Bronx, where the Yankees will try to get back to their winning ways. Game 2 of the 3-game series between the Yankees and the Cleveland Guardians is set to get underway on Prime in just a little bit. Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Morakovitz. As Michael mentioned, Garrett Cole will be getting the ball for the 3rd time this season. In his first 2 starts, he combined to go 12 2/3 scoreless, striking out 12 along the way. Earlier, Aaron Boone was asked about Cole's stuff to start the season.
I think there is a little bit of a new arm element to this. Whether it's prime, I don't even look at it that. I look at where I think he is right now as a pitcher, and I think he's in a great spot. I think he's throwing incredibly well. I think like his ramp up since I got to first lay eyes on him in spring training and bullpens and stuff, like, and then through lives, and he's looked excellent, like at almost every step of the way for me. So, you know, whatever you want to call that, like, you know, I have high expectations for him.
And Cole has even higher expectations for himself. Despite throwing 2 scoreless outings, he told me the other day, he still feels like there are a lot of areas where he can improve. Michael, as we know, Garrett Cole is a bit of a perfectionist, and perhaps that is what makes him so great.
Well, that's for sure, Meredith, and the Yankees have to be awfully pleased with his rehabilitation from Tommy John surgery. And when you get to be an older pitcher, Paul, it seems like every pitcher is going to have this. He's got it out of the way. The first 2 months were rehabbing, and if the Yankees make the playoffs, like it looks like they will, you're going to have a much fresher Garrett Cole going into the postseason.
Yeah, now you got him on the bench every night, too, because he not only is and was your ace of your staff, but he also, you know, really helps younger pitchers especially. But in my mind, you know, after this Tommy John, he's kind of on the, you know, the point of his career where he's kind of like downhill to the Hall of Fame if he continues.
Well, you know what? As Aaron Boone said, he's got a new elbow, brand new elbow, so maybe that gives him a longer stretch to stay in the big leagues. Maybe he could pitch into his 40s. You know, he loves to pitch, dearly loves to pitch. Every single time he's out on the mound, it's like a clinic for him, and he's trying to figure out that big puzzle. And he's just been terrific for the Yankees. So this will be start number 3 coming back from Tommy John surgery, big right-hander, and he assumes the role as the ace of the staff. And, you know, Aaron Boone said, I feel comfortable every starter we send out. The Yankee starters have been great, but there's just a different feeling about Garrett Cole, big game pitcher, Cy Young Award winner, and taking his warm-ups there. And we'll take a look now at the Guardians lineup that he is going to face. You've got Lozano leading off, playing second base, and then the very dangerous Jose Ramirez. We said he's really hurt the Yankees. Well, look at what he's done against Garrett Cole in 36 at-bats. You don't see that many people own Garrett Cole like that. Chase DeLauder and right. Middle third of the order, Manzardo, Hoskins, and Martinez. And the bottom third, Stephen Kwan, Patrick Bailey, and Brian Rocchio. The shortstop will bat 9th. And here are the numbers on Garrett Cole. This will be his 3rd start. He's not allowed an earned run. 12 2/3 innings, a strikeout per inning. Let's take a look at the scouting report.
Well, so far so good. We talked about it in his 12 2/3 innings. He's been back. He's been amazing. No runs given up since coming back. And tinkering, we also talked about this in the pregame, kind of an overhead, old school type of wind-up now, which gives him a little more time probably to get a little better rhythm. And a new mix. He's totally gotten away from his cutter. It's not even part of his repertoire anymore. And using the changeup and the sinker much more with that good overpowering fastball.
So the Guardians leading in the Central. They're 35-27. The Yankees are 36-24. Gavin Williams getting the start for the Guardians, and he is someone who models his mechanics after Garrett Cole. So it should be interesting. Bazan is ready. Cole is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx. First pitch, up and away, and we're underway. Laz Diaz, the home plate umpire. He's the crew chief. James Jean at first. Eric Backus at second. And Chris Siegel is over at third. Left field coming on is Bellinger, and he makes the play. Check out the Yankee defense. Wells behind the plate. McMahon back at third. Volpe at short. Chisholm plays second. Ben Rice is at first. Paul Goldschmidt, the DH. Caballero filling in for Judge and right. Trent Grisham in center. Cody Bellinger, who Aaron Boone was raving about. He said he was great in left field last year. He said, I believe he's even better this year. He said there are balls that are hit there that I think that are in, and all of a sudden he comes out of nowhere to make the play. Ramirez takes Lone inside. Ramirez with 3 doubles in last night's game.
Yeah, we've been talking about him not up to his usual great start, but every year he seems to end up at 30-30 and in the top 5 of the MVP vote. This year, coming into today, hitting 236, which is not what you're accustomed to seeing Ramirez. But obviously, when he got off the bus last night, Yankee Stadium got him high.
Ground at first base. Rice is there. Steps on the bag. 2-way. Let's check out what Laz Diaz is about. Pitcher friendly. That's why Paul didn't like him. ABS, he's had 58 calls challenged. 31 have been overturned. And he calls more outside strikes. And even umpired your games. He's in his 31st Major League season.
Yeah, there might be a little drama tonight. Les, it just kind of follows him around. I haven't figured it out.
Here's Chase DeLauder. Foul back.
Yeah, Michael, when you break this lineup down for the Guardians, you got Bazana, Ramirez, DeLauder. DeLauder, Bazana, the big rookies. Ramirez signed an extension. Those are the 3 guys that this organization is going to try to build around, along with the good pitching.
0-2. Manzardo on deck. He's the cleanup hitter and their first baseman. The 0-2. Center field. Backing up Grisham. And Cole works a 1-2-3 inning against the Guardians. Guardians nothing. And the New York Yankees coming to bat. Nick Kurtz is first. Jazz Chisholm Jr. at second. Jose Caballero bat 60s in right field. And the bottom third of the order, third baseman Ryan McMahon, catcher Austin Wells, and the shortstop Anthony Volpe. Gavin Williams, the real deal. This is his 13th start, 8-3, 3.07, 88 strikeouts in 76 and a third innings. How about the scouting report, Paul?
Well, follow the leader. He just said he always admired Garrett Cole, and he kind of modeled his style of pitching from Cole. Top 3, his fastball, he can reach in the upper 90s, and he has 2 breaking balls to go with it. And pulling in front, we'll have to see how a night goes, but he's tied for the league wins with 8. Also with Cam Schlittler in innings pitched, and only 4 behind Dylan Cease to take the lead in strikeouts.
And there's a strike to Trent Grisham. Grisham hitting 209 on the season. Last 12 games, though, 15 hits in 40 at-bats. It's good for 375. 1-1. Gavin Williams, 26 years old. He's from Fayetteville, North Carolina. 4th big league season. Back-to-back great starts. His 8 wins tied for the American League lead with Davis Martin of the White Sox. And one of the stats that you always look at with pitchers, 3rd time through the order, they struggle against the hitters. Not Gavin Williams. 3rd time through the order, he picks up steam. Batters are only hitting 183 on him 3rd time through.
Well, that should bode well for his manager wanting him to go deep into the game and not getting caught up in the numbers that you can't get through the lineup 3 times.
He's 6'6", and he gets 7 feet of extension. So he's a big guy out on the mound. Three and 2 on Grisham. And he walked him.
Well, Trent Grisham, I mean, these are just good at bats. Go through the defense here, Michael. I got to know who's going to catch the ball for him.
Stephen Kwan has won 4 straight Gold Gloves, and they don't run on him either because 43 outfield assists in that time. Patrick Bailey is a great framer behind the plate. There's Ben Rice. Ben has a 6-game hitting streak working, and it's not one of those vitamin hitting streaks, one a day. He's 13 for 26, hitting 500.
Yeah, he's going through a streak. You know, he was really got off to a great start. Then he had the little hand injury that took a few days away, and then all of a sudden back on track, having a great year.
Driven the other way, down the left field line, but slicing foul. Last night's loss by the Yankees, just their 6th loss by 5 or more runs. They're pitching so good, they usually don't get blown out. Williams' first-round draft pick in 2021 out of East Carolina University, 23rd overall pick. How about this, Paul? In high school, he pulled a Johnny Vandermeer, pitched back-to-back no-hitters for Cape Fear High School.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny how you can do things in high school, and you look back, you know, they sound so impressive, but then, you know, at the major league level, they're impossible.
Line foul. Cape Fear, I just imagine Robert De Niro playing short.
Isn't there a remake coming out or something like that?
I think so. I don't know how you remake that.
No.
De Niro was the remake. Robert Mitchum was the first one.
They got a lot. The new one's got a lot to live up to.
2-2. 3-2 on Rice. Strike 3. Got him on the curveball. Rice down looking.
Well, these are the things that hitters in the back of their mind. You're facing Gavin Williams, who throws high 90s, 3-2, man on first base. Going to get a fastball, right? Not really. Overhand curveball for strike 3, and a good one.
Here's Goldschmidt. Oh, 1.
Well, you got to think if Trent Grisham was not on the run 3-2, that you know, he's probably going to sit still over there at first base. 4 stolen bases on the year. That Bailey, we talked to yesterday, is a defensive whiz and throws the ball extremely well.
And the Yankees stole 3 bases against him last night too. But he throws out 28.2% of base stealers. Now, if you're wondering why Rice is playing first while Goldschmidt's the DH and Goldschmidt's the superior defender, his back's a little stiff, so since they have Rice anyway, they have Rice at first base, and, you know, didn't really affect Goldschmidt yesterday. Swung the bat well.
And 4 RBI is a pretty good game. Right?
Yep. One and 2. Said the back stiffened up a bit, the long flight coming back from West Sacramento. Swing and a miss. Goldschmidt down on strikes, 2 away.
Well, you see what Williams does, a lot like Cam Schlittler, overpowering fastball, but then he'll throw a 2-seamer and a cutter. So he's got a fastball that he can use to basically go 3 different directions. Get around there. That's the cutter. Nice pitch, just going away.
Here's Bellinger. Got some giddy up on his fastball.
Yeah,
1-0.
You get up in the high 90s with that release point, that size, and the ability to throw all 3 of those fastballs. I mean, he can control those. That's enough in itself, but he's got the good breaking ball to go with it.
1-1. Grounded first and foul.
Slice of heaven the last few days, Michael,
Oh,
with the weather, right?
Amazing. A 1-2. Right back to Gavin Williams. So he pitches around the leadoff walk. The Yankees strand Grisham at first. We've played 1-0 here in Prime. Well, MLB Plus is new for 2026. Stream MLB Network 24/7 and select out-of-market games every week. Plus, live radio broadcast of every game, game day 3D, big inning, and minor league action. Visit MLB.com/MLB Plus to subscribe today.
You know, Michael, when you were a kid, and you'd see birds flying around, and you think, you know, what's the world look like to be a bird? And now we got our drones. We know exactly what the world looks like.
You know, I never thought that as a kid, but now I do know. Now you've made me think
What is
about
wrong with you? Oh, you didn't have birds in the Bronx or something?
it. Not very many. I would think, well, what do the rats under the car see?
What do they eat?
Yeah.
Huh?
And there's a strike to Manzardo. Two and two. Now we see what Cole has added this year. He kind of rocks you to sleep. The hands go over his head. And it does make you kind of leap at the batter because everything's going so slow, and all of a sudden he can throw 98.
Yeah,
Fly ball, right field, and that ball is gone. A long home run off the bat of Manzardo. And that's the first run allowed by Garrett Cole.
just like last night, ball down and in, ends up in the seats. But last night it was a cutter. Tonight, you know, we talked about Garrett Cole getting away from his cut fastball. This was just a fastball that kind of stayed in just enough where he's able to just drop his barrel and put on that weird hat.
There's Rhys Hoskins. First one allowed in 3 starts for Garrett Cole. Ground ball, Volpe gets Hoskins.
Yeah, this is actually a breaking ball, and it just did not have a lot of bite right at the end. You know, by being a breaking ball, kind of speeds the bat up. So you see that if he's on it, then it extends through it. And that's where you get the home run.
Here's Angel Martinez. And he tries to push bunt. 0-1.
Yeah, it's not like he was surprising McMahon. McMahon was all the way in on the grass to start with, so that was going to have to be a really good bunt.
There's McMahon. 2 down.
You know, we were talking before we were interrupted by a home run about the windup, and I really never understood it because, old school pitchers use that to, really gather your weight and put everything into the pitch, and it kind of puts you in rhythm, almost like not using a crow hop in the outfield to get your momentum going towards home plate. So it makes a lot of sense to me.
Kwan with a fly ball to center. Grisham is there to put it away. So the Manzardo home run puts a run on the board in favor of the Guardians. They're up 1-0. Well, NASCAR returns to Prime this Sunday at 2 p.m. live from Michigan International Speedway. Who will take the checkered flag at NASCAR's fastest oval? NASCAR. It's on Prime. Our drones are moving pretty quick.
No speed limit up there, man.
No. I am convinced, Paul. I have no proof.
Yeah.
That they could build a flying car, and they just don't know how to police it.
Well, you're probably right at that point. I used to, watch the Jetsons. And
Right. Jetsons have been on point.
We're right there with them.
Yep. I mean, do you have lights up there? I believe that they could have flying cars in this. So let's just hold off on that.
Yeah.
Speaking about flying, how about the Deegan today? It was like being on the Autobahn.
Well, we came a little early just, to have a little camaraderie up here in the booth with some of our bosses. So it's, we did get here a little early, didn't
It
we?
was moving. 2-2 on Jazz Chisholm.
I always wonder why they even put a speed limit sign on the Deegan, because you can never hit it anyway.
Right.
Huh?
They should almost invite you to hit it.
That's right. Just go for it.
2-2. Miles Diaz looked like he was about to punch him out, but it was ball 3. 3-2. High drive, right field. There it goes. See ya. Deep into the second deck. The game is tied at 1.
How's that for tonight's show there, Michael? Wow. You said Gavin Williams liked to model his game after Garrett Cole. He's taking it to extreme. What a bomb. Jazz Chisholm, 7th of the year.
There's no doubt about it. Here's Caballero. And a strike. One and 2 on Caballero.
Well, again, no doubt about it. A little fastball that kind of hung out over the plate. Got a little movement away, which went right to the barrel of Jazz for a long, long home run.
Last 16 games he's been on fire since he put on Giancarlo Stanton's pants. 350, 8 extra base hits. There's a line drive, basic to right field. Caballero with 15 stolen bases. He's a threat to go.
And from the side angle, I mean, just absolutely perfect. Out in front. He's got that slight uppercut, and he's got the bat flip, too. That's a no-doubter. Scared himself there. Huh?
There's Ryan McMahon. That almost hit the drum.
That was up there. You look at. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, the phone goes flying.
But the ball's still in his hand. That's all that matters.
That ball gets past Bailey. Caballero moves to second. Lifting his buddy up. Did he ever find the phone? It's a pretty good catch. That's a long way away.
You know what? I was very nervous there for a while. There, we were going to have a header right there going down the steps.
Now, I know there's a great feeling about catching a ball at the ballpark, but the phone's worth a little more.
You know what? It can do a little bit more, too.
Yeah.
Got a lot more options in a baseball.
Up the middle. Oh, great play by Williams, and he catches Caballero, runs right at him. Caballero gets into a rundown, and that allows McMahon to go to second. Smart play by Caballero, who was directing traffic.
Yeah, it's not. He knew exactly what he needed to do, and that was to keep the ball in the pitcher's hands, make one throw where he could outrun and get McMahon to second base. This is a great job. You know, when you're dead out there, that's your only concern, is to try to get the runner to take an extra base.
Now, Paul, did Williams make a mistake? Don't you have to run at him and make him commit to second so that doesn't happen?
Yeah, I mean, the pitcher actually, you know, he did a pretty good job, and he did not sprint. You know, he kind of jogged. You got to sprint at that front shoulder, get him going, and he did not make him turn his back to him, which gives him an opportunity with his speed to make the rundown go long enough to move McMahon up.
So he's out 1-6-5. McMahon reaches on the fielder's choice. Austin Wells hitting 173, the lowest batting average in Major League Baseball. It's amazing. Guy finished second in the MVP. Cal Raleigh is at 161. And Austin is in 5th place in terms of the lowest batting average.
Raleigh's on the IL right now, right?
Yep. Those are the bottom 5. Some pretty nice names. And Manny Machado.
Yeah, that's Machado that's a head scratcher there. He's always been such a good player.
And that seems to be the pitch that's given him most trouble. Is when they put a little wrinkle in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's caught betwixt and between. Is he going to sit fastball? Is he going to be too early on the breaking ball?
You know, your #1 priority as a hitter is to cover the fastball. And if you start guessing back and forth, then you know then you put yourself in more of a mess where, you know, even with a good swing, if you guess wrong, you're done. I truly believe the best hitters in baseball look fastball every single pitch and adjust to the all-speed step.
Pick off on. Williams does have a good move. He has 3 pickoffs this year. And he's had 7 pickoffs since last season, tied for 5th most.
He's just wearing that inside corner and just off it inside with that breaking ball, and it's giving him problems. Talking about Wells, to say, figuring out what is on the plate and what's going to continue to get off the plate inside.
Swing and a miss. Dialed it up to 99. 2 away.
You can almost tell what pitch was coming by the target. It was up in the strike zone. After everything was in off the plate with the breaking ball, then up in the strike zone for a swing and a miss. Boy, I just love that the first video we saw there, and it was Bailey's eyes on the baseball. You see a lot of catchers kind of blink when a hitter swings or something. His eyes were on the baseball all the way to his glove.
Oh, 1. Chases the breaking ball out of the zone. 0-2. Grisham was on deck. He walked in the first inning. We're in the second. 1-1. A couple of home runs. Now Volpe hitting .234, but his on-base percentage is .357 because he's walking. And past couple of years, he didn't have a high on-base percentage and couldn't take advantage of his speed on the bases. He is getting on base. Just got a piece to stay alive. Lost his helmet.
I think the ball actually came up and blew his helmet off. This is what you call being off balance a little bit. Watch front hip, chop it down, and then take it off the lid of your helmet.
Wow.
Well, lucky it didn't come up and hit him in the chin.
Garrett Cole waiting until he goes back on the mound, but he'll take another run. Tap slowly. I think he got hit by the ball, so he's out, but Bailey made the throw anyway. Get hit with the ball in fair territory, you are out. This one was out. Take a look at this shot off the bat of Jazz Chisholm. A long home run, his 7th of the year. Little Euro step, and the Yankees are tied at 1.
Welcome back as we head to the top of the third. Score tied at 1 apiece. Paul, you mentioned a couple times that we have not seen Garrett Cole throw his cutter yet this season. It is a small sample size, but in talking to pitching coach Matt Blake, he said it's more by design than anything else. He added he does not have as much supination in his regular fastball motion, and there is some thought that throwing the cutter adds a little more stress to your arm and, more importantly, more stress to your elbow. So it's not to say that you'll never see the cutter again from Cole. It just doesn't seem like it's in the plan for the near future. Now, we know he's been fastball heavy, four-seam heavy, but he's also increased the usage, guys, of his sinker and his changeup. For the most part, he has been fantastic post Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, it's interesting with the cutter, Meredith, and Paul, Joe Girardi always says this too. He says, you see more damage done on cutters. He said because cutters they don't cut and then they get crushed.
I've said this for a lot of years, and you've heard it. It becomes just nothing than a mediocre fastball. And if you look what Garrett cut without the cutter, four-seam slide, the changeup, he's always had the good knuckle curve, but now he's kind of thrown that sinker and changeup there much more by not using the cut fastball. But my point about the cutter is, sure, if it's thrown 100% perfect, it's a unbelievably good pitch. But not everybody is Mariano Rivera. Too many people tinker around with that pitch and don't master the other ones.
Well, his arsenal brought to you by StatCast 3D, Google Cloud, and then you also saw the damage that was done against this cutter in 2024. Rocchio fouls it away. So 0-2. So a home run by Manzardo and a home run by Chisholm. It's 1-1. Top of the third inning here in the Bronx.
Well, we talked about Roggio yesterday. He's always been a solid player, but really offensively, really never got it going. And this year, all of a sudden, boom, coming into the game 295. So possibly an offensive breakout year for the young shortstop.
Average up 62 points from last year, and his OPS is up 162 points. Fouled away.
You know, something funny. You used to see the reaction of pitchers after a pitch, turn their back and walk around in frustration that they didn't execute the pitch. But it's so intentional now because it gives them extra time, you know, before they receive the ball back, before the clock starts.
Ground ball first base. Rice is there. Flips to Cole. Now, in a story on NJ.com, Bob Clapper spoke to Ron Guidry. He said, watching him with his over-the-head new motion, it reminds Guidry of Guidry. And we kind of twinned it up for you to take a look.
Yeah, well, I mean, both phenomenal pitchers, no doubt about it. Garrett Cole, much bigger of stature.
And then we made Guidry righty.
Oh, you know, I'd have better chance off Guidry if he was a righty. That makes me feel much better about my batting practice off him over the years.
Good job by our guys in the truck.
And Michael, I actually spoke to Garrett Cole about that, and he said anytime you're being compared to a pitcher like that, it is amazing. And then he said into the camera, thank you, Ron, I appreciate that. But he said to emulate somebody like him, he understands the comparison in that regard, that he's at times pushed the tempo this year, and other times he's really taken his foot off the gas, realizing there is a time for that. And one thing he added, Michael, that the legends that are around, the great players that are around, that they're able to pour their wisdom into these current players, it's like nowhere else in baseball. He said at times it feels like it is just the pinnacle of baseball, getting able to talk to some of these guys, learn from these guys, and know that these guys are rooting for you every fifth day.
And Guidry also went on to say, and it's interesting, that the slow delivery makes you seem faster. As Bazana hits one to right center field. On the run is Caballero and Grisham. Grisham makes the catch in right center. For the final out of the inning.
Look at Caballero was like a train. He had no clue where that ball was.
Trent Grisham will lead off, and he made the final catch for the final out. And Caballero kind of cuts in front of him, and Grisham goes, what are you doing, dude?
This is just not really, you know, he's not comfortable in right field yet. I mean, he was in a dead sprint from the time this ball was hit all the way to he almost ran over Grisham. But, you know, this is a ball that Aaron Judge probably doesn't even really go after because he knows, you know, where Grisham is and where he's going to catch the ball.
Obviously, Grisham wasn't upset. He was kind of kidding, but you know, he got his message across.
Well, you saw right before, you know, he caught the ball, he kind of looked over and startled because, again, as a center fielder, you're not used to the right fielder sprinting over there to try to make a play.
Popped up right center field. Well, that's why you and Bernie Williams got along so well. You just let him get everything.
You know, remember the patch of grass in right field was kind of dead? I used to tell Bernie, this is mine. It's about a 4x4 and everything else you got. Bernie liked to run. He was an ex-track guy. He just liked to run.
Yeah, you guys worked well together. Here's Ben Rice. Struck out looking in the first on a breaking ball. Oh, 0-1.
Michael, my golf buddy's watching. He had surgery.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to wish him the best. Not too good, because if he gets his hand back, he'll probably really beat me in golf. But get well soon so I can go out and play some golf here in New York. Gary Singer, you know what? I'm wishing you the best, all right?
You've mentioned his name before.
He's been here a few times. Big Yankee fan. Underground golf ball with Mark Wahlberg. That's the man. So when you start your golf game, Michael, that's what you need to look for.
Yeah, I'm real close to him.
You're not going to use many, right?
Yeah, I'll be okay. Broken bat for Ben Rice. Bottom of the third inning, 1-1 game. Yankees have 2 hits and Cleveland 1. Both runs scoring via the home run. Manzardo and Jazz.
Don't you love looking at Garrett Cole in the dugout during his starts?
So locked in.
Just, so many things going through his head. Probably still thinking about that breaking ball. And he gave up the home run.
One and two on Rice.
Williams has been really good at getting ahead, getting to 2 strikes, and then putting away the Yankee hitters with that high 4-seamer just outside the strike zone up.
Got him on the curve again, looking. Thursday, it's the WNBA on Prime. Join us as the Atlanta Dream take on the Indiana Fever. Then it's the Golden State Valkyries and the Minnesota Lynx. Don't miss the WNBA on Prime Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. With Paul Goldschmidt. Oh, 0-2 on Goldschmidt. Well, it's hard not to be impressed with Gavin Williams. You can see it.
You can see the stuff and his ability to throw that fastball 3 different directions, and then the 2 breaking balls. And he has really been in sequence with breaking balls and then that fastball up in the strike zone and then back to the breaking ball.
Now they made him throw some pitches. This is his 61st pitch. 2-2. So 20 pitches an inning, you're not going to go that far. Yankees make pitchers work. And the payoff. Strike 3. Goldschmidt down looking. Yankees go down in order, and we go to the 4th inning, 1-1. All right, here's a little segment that we like to call
How about that?
Thank you, Mel. It's about Jose Ramirez. Cleveland Clubhouse Mario Kart legend who plays almost every afternoon with Bowser as his go-to character. Childhood baseball hero was Jose Reyes. Friends call him Mini-Me because he tried to mirror Reyes' entire game. And he grew up in the Dominican Republic, played the tila using plastic jug caps as balls and broomsticks as bats.
How about that?
Yeah. Well, if you could hit a cap with a broomstick, I mean, just a baseball must look like a beach ball.
I was thinking the same thing. If you groom yourself from a young age that, this is your target and this is what you got to hit it with, all of a sudden now you're hitting a softball with a big Fred Flintstone bat.
That one is driven to right field and deep, and that ball's going to be off the wall. Played out there by Caballero, and he holds Ramirez to a single, and he gets back ahead of the throw from Volpe.
Well, good job on both accounts there. Caballero got a really good carry. But all the way, you see the changeup just kind of stay up in the zone just off the end of the bat enough to keep it in the ballpark. But Ramirez going to second all the way here and then gets a read how quick that he got rid of it and stopped about halfway and was able to get back. Yeah, he is just such a good player. He just does everything right. Right here, I'm going to second, and then he reads the throw and figures out he's a little too far off. Better get back.
There's a strike to Chase DeLauder. Fly ball to center in the first inning. We're in the fourth. It's 1-1. Hey. 0-2. Just outside, 97 miles an hour. That one missed, and it's going to be challenged.
I thought he said strike three, but he didn't give a hand motion.
ABS by T-Mobile, and it is strike three. Good challenge by Austin Wells.
Yeah, that ball had a lot of the plate there. I could have swore I heard Diaz said strike three, and he just forgot to give the sign. Fastball right at the bottom of the strike zone. Glove coming up.
Runner goes. The throw to second, and it hits Ramirez. Backing up is Jazz Chisholm. So for Ramirez, his 21st stolen base.
Yeah, he just continues to do everything, and it looked like he took one off the back of the calf there. He hits with power, he runs, just every day he just does something to help this team.
Got him on his backside, on his wallet.
The buttocks.
Yeah. Like your Forrest. Manzano hit a home run earlier. Let's take a look at the Spectrum exit velocity. 99.4, traveled 370 feet, 7th home run of the year, 20th ribby. Popped up. All the infielders converge. Who's going to get it? Volpe will.
Well, big out there. You know, you just don't want to dig yourself a hole against Williams, and now you got an opportunity to get out of this inning. He's Hoskins. They brought him over. He's been with the Phillies and the Brewers. It's his 9th season in the major leagues, and he's had some big home run years. Looking back at 2018, 34 home runs, 94 RBIs. So they're looking for his power to kind of catch up.
High drive, left field. Going back, Bellinger on the track, looking up. See ya. A long home run for Hoskins. A 2-run shot, and it's 3-1 Guardians.
Well, that had that sound, and that's what the Guardians are looking for when they brought Hoskins. This was somebody that could hit the ball out of the ballpark. He's got 5 years in his career with 25+ home runs. That's his 6th so far this year. Another breaking ball, just not a lot of bite on it. It went a long way.
There is Angel Martinez. Foul back.
See, you come around that ball just enough that it kind of has a side spin, and it just doesn't have a lot of bite.
Ground ball and past Rice. It is a base hit. Kicks off the sidewall. Martinez going for two. The throw from Caballero. Not in time.
Well, Caballero made another nice play. Angel Martinez expected no throw. Ended up not even sliding. It was almost tagged out. This ball looked like Rice was caught in between whether he should leave his feet or just reach, and it ended up getting by him. But Caballero gets a good carom again and puts the ball right on target.
Somehow kept his foot on the bag.
Yeah.
So Wells will talk with Cole. Cole had not given up a run in his first two starts, but now three on a couple of home runs. Manzardo and Hoskins. And he's been victimized both times on breaking balls. Pitch to Kwan. A strike. Oh, and 2. Got the fastball with 98 there.
Yeah, you remember the scouting report yesterday with Schlittler that you know, the Guardians do not catch up with high velocity very well. They're one of the worst teams in baseball. If you look at both home runs tonight on breaking balls.
Take a look at the knob on the end of Kwan's bat. What does that do? I mean, it almost looks clunky.
Yeah, used to, it balances it a little bit now, puts a little weight at the bottom, you know, down by the handle. But in the old days, you would, you know, kind of tape the handle if you wanted to stick your finger over it. But it kind of makes you choke up, and it adds a little weight to the handle, which the bat doesn't feel as top heavy.
One and 2.
You know any models to bats, Michael? Do you know like M110s, R43s, C243s? No, I was going to tell you, you know, what model felt good to you. It's so personalized, you know, skinny handle, fat handle, big, you know, just so many different varieties.
Bellinger is there, puts it away. That'll do it. But the Guardians scored 2 on 3 hits. 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 4th. That is some high wattage star power. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds here at the ballpark. And Reynolds, he owns a soccer team. Soccer team is Wrexham. They've done an unbelievable job turning that club around. And Wrexham is going to be playing Liverpool at Yankee Stadium on July 29th. That should be great. Big followings for both teams.
Should be right in the middle there, Michael.
Between Wolverine and Deadpool?
Yeah, exactly.
0-2 on Bellinger. Yankees down 3-1. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. One and two. Center field and deep. Quan back, still back, on the track, reaches up to make the play and hits into the wall.
Well, you talked about the 4 years in the major leagues and 4 Gold Gloves. As one guy, he's usually over in left field. This year in center field. He knows how to play defense. This ball's hit well. Ruby Bellinger drives at dead center field. Kind of gets backing up the wrong way. Sometimes as you back up, you know something bad is going to happen. You start losing your balance. You know the wall's coming.
Josh Chisholm takes upstairs. 1-0. Cleveland with 4 hits. Yankees with 2. Home run by Chisholm and a single by Caballero. Both in the 2nd. And both back to back. 1-1. You know, the Yankees announced yesterday that they were going to move Carlos Legrand, one of their top pitching prospects, into the bullpen. And he made his first relief appearance of the season today. And our very own Connor Foley tells us, looked pretty good, Paul. 4 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, and 1 hit batter. Maximum velocity 101.4.
Not so shabby, huh?
That'll do it. And if he keeps the walks down like that and throws at that velocity, what a weapon he could be. Here's Caballero. 1-0. High fly ball left field. Martinez back. He's on the track. Leaps. Gone. A home run. Just over the leaping try of Martinez. Now he's telling the umpire, I got interfered with. But the umpire, Chris Siegel, circling his finger in the air to signal that is a home run.
A good at bat by Caballero. Get the Yankees right back in it. 5th of the year. And I think this ball was a couple rows back, Michael. You know what? From our vantage point, it looked like, you know, he had a play out, but it looked like it made it a couple rows back. Let's take a look here. Yeah, that's
fair game.
Yeah, that ball's a few feet out of the ballpark.
That's a different look there.
I still think it's a home run.
So do I, but Stephen Vogt asked the umpires to take a look. You're allowed to do that. It's not a challenge. You can take a look at a home run. I think that's out of the park.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Martinez could get that high to catch it. So, you know, nobody hit his glove, so it wouldn't be interference. It would.
Smart idea to bring the first baseman's mitt, too.
A little longer.
Yeah,
nice.
like.
It's a home run. It's a home run.
And there's a home run after they checked it out.
Yeah, I think Caballero thought he got it way out. Sometimes you go back to the dugout when you do that, and it just goes in the front row. It's like, hey, is that all you got?
Team was wondering. They didn't celebrate right away.
Here's Just drawing back his bow there.
Yeah.
You got to stay up with a lot of stuff this day and age to understand all the sign language. You know that? Caballero's had a couple good at bats. That ball he pulled, the ball before, hit the right center field. You get smiles everywhere.
Good job. We've seen 2 good catches on home runs.
Yeah.
One guy lost his phone. This guy made it clean.
Guy's getting all kind of texts that you know it.
Swing and a miss, ball gets away, and they get the out at first.
All the texts in the world, but if you can't get your phone now, you can't see it.
Caballero, it's high, it's far, and it's in the first base's mitt for a home run. It's time for Pinstripe Pride, brought to you by Toyota, the official hybrid vehicles of the Yankees. And tonight's picture is of Miles. It looks like he's right at home when he's here at the stadium. Use the hashtag Toyota Pinstripe Pride and post your picture to social media to reflect your love for the Yankees, and we might spotlight you in a future game. Pitch to Patrick Bailey. Low 1-0. So it's 3-2. All the runs coming via home runs. One and one.
Let's play what if here, Michael.
Oh, I love this game.
Let's go back to 1972.
Okay.
What if, all right? Mr. Steinbrenner joins a group with Al Rosen, and they try to purchase the Cleveland Indians. And it fell through. And he bought the Yankees in 73.
I think the then Indians would have had some championships.
Yes. Things would have been a little different, right? A lot of connections with Mr. Steinbrenner in Cleveland.
Yeah, he was very disappointed when that fell through. But buying the Yankees was a nice plan B.
Not so bad.
.55 pitches for Cole as we're in the fifth. 3-2 count on the leadoff batter, Patrick Bailey. 8-9-1 in the Guardians order. Swing, a tip into the glove, a strikeout of Bailey.
Well, this is the fastball that you love to see from Garrett Cole after he sets it up down in the strike zone, and then to let it loose just out of the strike zone up. And you said that Williams, you know, kind of modeled his style of pitching from Cole. It's vintage Cole right there.
Fly ball center field, Grisham. So the strikeout of Bailey, just a second. Remember, in his previous game against the Royals, 10 strikeouts.
Yeah, tonight, I mean, he had a lot of strikeouts on the breaking ball in Kansas City. Tonight, breaking ball hasn't been great with the two hangers, a couple home runs, but still, you got to realize the 469 days or whatever. I mean, you're going to miss with some pitches, but Garrett Cole, his stuff is there.
There's Bazana. Well, that 10 strikeout performance against the Royals, that was the 28th time that he struck out 10 or more as a Yankee. And I only bring that up because that's the most of any Yankee pitcher ever. Ron Guidry is in second place with 23.
You know, and I was surprised when I looked at that list, because then it went on to other players. And Clemens, you would think Clemens would be way up there. I mean, he had a 20 strikeout game, I think, right?
But not with the Yanks.
No.
Left side popped up, shallow left. Bellinger's there, and Cole bounces back with a 1-2-3 inning. We're halfway through. Guardians 3, Yankees 2. All right, it's time to play Name That Yankee. 182 and 107, 3.30 ERA, 137 complete games. So started with the Indians from 42 through 46, and then on to the Yankees, 47 through 54. Give it some thought. Give you a clue. Pitched 2 no-hitters. Wells leads off, 0-1 count. 0-2.
How about the complete games? 137.
Yeah,
huh?
that's not happening anymore. You know, I've always wondered, Paul, you had these pitchers that, you know, threw 180 pitches in a game. And although there's no such thing as Tommy John surgery, you do have a ligament in your elbow. Tell me that those pitchers didn't blow out that ligament and they pitched through it.
Possibly. Yeah, and you know, you had to pitch a lot more. I mean, you weren't just throwing the ball by people. There's no doubt about it. And there was no looking over your shoulder in the 5th inning.
No.
Somebody working up and warming up in the bullpen.
And the guys in the bullpen were not specialists. They were failed starters.
Yeah. You just could not wait to get into the bullpen. You know, that's where the mop-up men were. No longer.
One and 2 on Wells. Grounded first base. It's a fair ball. 1 away. There's Anthony Volpe. Hit a slow roller up the first baseline, and the ball clipped his heel while he was in fair territory. So you score that a put out for Patrick Bailey. One and one. One, 2 on Anthony. Volpe 2 for his last 16. Over his last 5 games. Fouled away. Guardians lead 3-2 on the bottom of the 5th. Williams against Garrett Cole.
Some good memories today, Michael. We were down in the dugout, remember? And you saw Stevie down there, right? Volpe walked in off the field and handed him his glove. Stevie still fixing everybody's glove. He used to fix mine every spring training, take the padding out of it. He still is a wizard at fixing all the gloves.
I actually brought him a glove last year and he fixed it like within a minute.
Tightened it up for you.
He's one of the good guys.
Been around a long time.
Here's Trent Grisham. Next week, he's getting inducted into the Cardinal Spellman Hall of Fame. And I'm contractually obligated to say that because that was the high school that our producer, Troy Benjamin, went to.
Proud moment.
Popped up. Bazzana puts it away, and the Yankees go down in order. 1, 2, 3. We're going to the 6th inning at the stadium. It's 3-2 Guardians. Go around the majors. What a pickup by Milwaukee in the trade for Caleb Durbin. He came from the Red Sox. Kyle Harrison, last 7 starts, great numbers. Yordan Alvarez trying to get an MVP. He's been great all year. Matt Olson go-ahead home run on Lou Gehrig Day, playing his 844th consecutive game, and that just doesn't happen anymore. They don't allow it. There's a strike. Ramirez with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2. You know, the amazing thing about the Harrison numbers, you know, the Milwaukee trades Freddie Peralta, who's going to be a free agent at the end of the year, and you figure, wow, they're going to take a step back pitching-wise. But then they sprinkle magic dust on pitchers, and boom, Kyle Harrison's one of the best pitchers in the National League. One and two.
They got a young fellow there called The Miz that throws 100. Huh?
Unbelievable.
That is, it really is.
Yankees faced him when they were in Milwaukee, and when he's on, he's almost unhittable.
Mm-hmm.
He's hitting 103. 2-2 on Ramirez leading off. Ramirez, DeLauder, and Manzardo. High drive down the right field line. Fair ball, it's gone. Gone. A home run inside the foul pole. Ramirez goes yard, and it's 4-2 Guardians.
Yeah, tough time to pitch against Ramirez. He's hot. Cole, he's owned Cole his whole year, but he's leading off the inning. Nobody out. You really can't just give him four easy balls, and he was able to keep it fair.
Well, we gave you the numbers at the start. He has hit Garrett Cole very well in his career. 9th home run for Ramirez. 3 doubles last night. A single and a home run so far tonight. The Yankees are not done seeing him. They have a game tomorrow afternoon, and then they go to Cleveland for 3 games next week. What he's done against Cole, regular season and postseason. Just amazing numbers against a pitcher of this ilk.
They tried to get that ball in on Ramirez, and it just was not in enough. Ramirez is so quick. See the 4-seam fastball, and it just needs to get in towards the label enough, and he was able to just snap that bat head through. Couldn't imagine how fun it would be to play this game as a switch hitter and be able to handle guys from both sides of the plate. You really would never have a uncomfortable at bat.
Yeah, you heard whispers before the Guardians got here. Well, maybe we're starting to see the downturn of Ramirez, and those were the Guardians said, well, at the end of the year he'll be Jose Ramirez. I think the thing that needed to wake him up was the Yankees.
It seems to.
Two and 2 on DeLauder. We're in the 6th inning. 4-2 Cleveland. Cole has allowed 3 home runs. Two solo shots and 1 2-run shot. And for the Yankees, Jazz Chisholm and Jose Caballero with solo shots. So all 6 runs coming via the home run. Drifting back, Grisham. 1 down. pitch off the bat of Kyle Manzardo in the second. He now has 3 home runs in his past 5 games. We're going to go deep right there.
Yeah, you remember his home run. It was on a breaking ball down and in kind of that same location, but not going to be able to catch up to that fastball in the same location.
One and two. Fouled away. McMahon went a long way, but well back in the seats. One more game against the Guardians tomorrow, and then the Red Sox come to town. Friday night, start of a 3-game set. And that's a base hit to left center field. See if they can cut it off in time. Bellinger does cut it off, but going for second is Manzardo, and he'll make it with a double. Now time for Discipline That Delivers, brought to you by Vanguard.
Well, breaking ball there, just didn't quite get out of the strike zone. Ended up in another breaking ball, kind of a hanging breaking ball. So you got beat on a couple mistakes, but then you just got beat by a great hitter here. And that's just a fastball that he was able to get to inside and keep fair.
Fernando Cruz getting ready. Hoskins thought there would be a lot of interest in him as a free agent, but there wasn't. He had to sign a minor league deal with Cleveland in February and had to make the team out of spring training. 33 years old. And a challenge.
Catcher 7's the ball call.
Call the ball. Austin Wells said it was a strike. Let's see. He's right again.
I think Garrett Cole has questioned a few pitches, and like Aaron Boone does, you can't just challenge everything. So you know the strikes and balls have to be somewhat in line, because you just can't continue to challenge.
Two and two on Hoskins. And the count full. 81 pitches for Cole. That's the most he's thrown in his 3 starts, so he's not going to be in there much longer. Yankees have been very careful with him in his recovery, patient. Spoiled that one. 99 in the tank there.
Again, his stuff has been there. It's the breaking balls he's missed a little bit with, but you got to expect this. It's been a long time. Garrett Cole is still an ace He's still, you know, going through the growing pains and getting back out there every 5th day.
There's ball 4, 98 miles an hour. Let's see if Boone comes and gets him. He's wavering. And there he goes. 83 pitches. He's allowed the 3 home runs. And runners on first and second, 1 man out. Here in the 6th. Hasn't signaled yet. Now he has. Time for a call to the bullpen, brought to you by Taco Bell. That'll do it for Cole. Coming in, Fernando Cruz. He'll face Angel Martinez, first and second, 1 man out. And Cole gets a nice hand. Well, come out to Yankee Stadium this Saturday night, June 6th, for Military Appreciation Night, when the Yankees take on the Red Sox. First 18,000 guests in attendance receive a Yankees red, white, and blue T-shirt, courtesy of Ford. Tickets going fast, so get yours today, Yankees.com. Fernando Cruz had his 9-game scoreless streak snapped Sunday in West Sacramento. Numbers are good, and they need to be good right here to hold it at 4-2 Guardians. Want to know. And a strike. There's that pitch. 1-2.
You know, these are the times, Mike, where you're down a couple runs and you think, you know, how you going to get it back? You know, when's Aaron Judge up? Oh, Aaron Judge is not in the lineup, and that's what happens. You know, you got to play from the lead when some of your star players are not in there.
Swing and a miss. 2 away as Martinez strikes out.
A couple good split fingers here, and you see this ball just knuckle and just dive out of the strike zone, and there's no way to really follow that as a hitter. No rhyme or reason why, with that kind of the knuckling of the baseball, you can't follow it.
You know, a lot of the approach, Paul, against Cruz has to be a guessing game. Because if you guess splitter, most of the time it's out of the strike zone if he throws it great.
Yeah, and if he throws it a really good one, you're not going to do much with it anyway.
Yep.
You know, the ideal situation is to face him in a hitter's count where he has to go to that slider or a fastball, and you can take that split finger out of the mix.
And then on the flip side, he has to guess. If he thinks you're sitting splitter, then he throws the fastball, and you take it right down the middle.
Yeah, if he's going to throw 1, possibly 2 fastballs in a count, you need to throw those for strikes.
Yep.
You know, if you start missing with your fastball, it kind of takes your split out of the mix.
Two-one count on Kwon. Three and one. Patrick Bailey is on deck. Close.
Don't ever remember the Yankees trying this many pickoffs at second base. This must be something that they picked out over the league. They just have seemed to use that a lot this year.
Takes the fastball 3-2. So the runners are going to go 3-2. 2 on, 2 outs. Not yet to guess right. Very interested observer, Garrett Cole. Runners go. Center field. Grisham puts it away. Cruz does the job. And he strands both of Cole's runners that were left on base. But the Guardians get a run on the Ramirez home run. Bottom of the 6th, 4-2. Stream live Yankee games on Yes with the Gotham Sports app. You can purchase the Gotham Sports app directly from the Amazon Channel store or download the app at gothamsports.tv and stream for free with an eligible TV subscription. Garrett Cole gives up 4 runs. Bottom of the 6th inning, Yankees down by 2, 4-2. Line drive, it is a base hit. Goes into the corner. Rice rounds first, he's going to second. DeLauder, the throw is cut off, a leadoff double for Ben Rice here in the 6th.
Well, this is a good pitch. I mean, you're just seeing a good hitter that's a hot hitter right now. This is not a bad pitch. Kind of throws a cutter right in on his hands. He just pulls his hands in and just lines it to right field. You know, as a pitcher, you almost have to tip your cap. I mean, there's not a lot of guys are going to hit that. Ben Rice has got everything working right now.
And that double, just fair, extends his hitting streak to 7 straight. And a strike to Goldschmidt, who struck out twice against Gavin Williams. Williams at 92 pitches, so he's not going to be down around much longer. Tim Herron warming up.
Yeah, you need contact from Goldschmidt here. You really, really got to pick up this run and not waste that leadoff double.
He has really struggled against Williams. Ryan Yarbrough for the Yanks. One, 2. Two and 2 on the Yankee DH. Goldschmidt, a .385 hitter against lefties, .188 coming in against righties.
He's almost doing him a favor staying away. You saw Goldschmidt last night try to stay inside the ball, which he'll try to do here. And sometimes staying inside that ball.
That's a nice play there by Quan, tagging and going to third as Rice. He'll make it. 4-time Gold Glover ran that one down in the right center field, but Goldschmidt does move the runner to third.
Yeah, that's a good at bat by him. And looking for the ball out. And last night I was talking about he got a pitch inside, and it's just a ball you can't stay inside. That ball away, he's able to drive the ball to right center field.
And that's it. Stephen Vogt going to call on the lefty to face Cody Bellinger. 96 pitches for Williams. A lot of home runs to Chisholm and Caballero. Runner at third is his responsibility. He departs. Time for the Cleveland bullpen. Tim Herron, one of 2 lefties in the bullpen, takes over. Last 10 appearances, he's been shaky, 8.59. Overall ERA, 3.15. He had a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th inning last night, retiring Caballero, Wells, and Rice. Now has to deal against Cody Bellinger since 2025, hitting .330 against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, something's got to give here because his career numbers against lefty hitters. 186. This year it's up a little bit to 226, but Herron has been very tough on lefties in his career.
Guardians playing the infield back. A ground ball will score a run. The only one that's in is Ramirez. Not even with the bag. Well, you have 2 red lights in left and center, and you proceed with caution against Chase DeLauda in right. One and 2. He changes his approach with runners on base with 2 strikes.
Yeah, especially against lefties. You usually see the ball heading towards the left side of the infielder away, and a great piece of hitting there.
Let's see if that gets the runner in. Catch is made by Quan. Here comes Rice. Here's the throw. Here's the play. He's in there. Throw over the head of Bailey. A sac fly for Bellinger. He gets the job done. And it's 4-3 Cleveland.
Yeah, kind of jammed himself. But again, you cannot pull off against lefties trying to get a guy in on third base. It's a good job. The situation for the Yankees to take a chance. Quan's not his best throw. He throws well. He's kind of airmailed it. See that face, Michael? Sometimes you just can't run as fast as you want to.
I was watching Rice when he tagged up. Rather than looking at the outfielder, he looked at Luis Rojas. Luis Rojas directed the band there. He said, go.
Yep.
And he just took off.
But you got to take back. I mean, after a leadoff double, you're down a couple runs. You've got to score this run. You see Ben Rice kind of peek over. What do you think? What do you think? Where are you? You're going. But it goes back to Goldschmidt, doing a good job of moving him over, and then a quality at bat by Bellinger to get him in. Now you got a 1-run game. Never heard that before, Michael. Get him over. Next guy, get him in.
The old days.
Yeah. Well, you look at the game last night, how it was, kind of swayed to the Guardians is because in those situations they came through. Situational hitting they were very good at last night, getting guys in from third base.
2-2. Yeah, they were 7 for 15 with runners in scoring position. 2-2.
You see a much better swing there, kind of a hanging breaking ball. That's the one that your eyes light up as a left-handed hitter.
Swing and a miss. Jazz down on strikes. Yankees get a run though on the sac fly by Bellinger. We'll go to the 7th. It's a 1-run game. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Well, Fernando Cruz got the final 2 outs of the 6th on a relief of Garrett Cole, who stays in for the 7th. It'll face 8, 9, and 1 for the Guardians. Guardians lead by 1, 4-3. Out of the way. Against Cole, Patrick Bailey was 0 for 2. Grounded to first and a strikeout. Now, Cruz has been such a valuable pitcher out of the bullpen, and what a good deal for the Yankees. They traded Jose Trevino, and Cruz came back from the Reds. They saw things in the profile that they liked and that could make even better, and he's been terrific out of the bullpen.
Yeah, you always talk about high velocity guys out of the bullpen that can get strikeouts. Well, Cruz gets strikeouts with the fork, with the split finger. So it's, it gives them an opportunity to get a guy in there and miss some bats.
Swing and a miss. Bailey down on strikes. Missed another bat.
Well, there it is, and it just slips out of the hand. You read it as a hitter, the same arm speed, and then you really can't follow it because there's no direct way that it's going to break.
Brian Rocchio. And a strike.
Always fun to watch when he gets that split finger over for strikes and then puts away guys out of the strike zone.
1-1. And a strike. Rocchio did not like that call. From up here, it looked like he went. Close.
You see the new challenge, that wouldn't even have been close.
Not close. Swing and a miss over the splitter. Third strikeout and 4 outs for Fernando Cruz. And with Bazana coming up, Boone's going to go for Tim Hill. 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Guardians 4, the Yankees 3. Good job by Cruz. First 23 appearances, 1.37, and he's so reliable, but in the last 5 he struggled a little bit on 19.64 ERA.
When Tim Hill struggles, it's not because he really changes anything or doesn't throw strikes. It's just when the ground balls seem to find holes, and he had a chopper last night, and that's the ups and downs of a really good sinker ball pitcher. You're going to get contact, you're going to get ground balls is what you want. Every once in a while, they're just going to find holes.
So here's Bazana, 0 for 3 against Garrett Cole. 3 fly balls, 2 to left, 1 to center. And Hill deals a strike. Well, with the off-speed pitch, and Austin Wells going to challenge
Catch
again.
yourself in the ball call.
See if he gets another one right. He's 2 for 2 today. Gets another one right.
And that looked like it got played. And you don't see a lot of sliders, but this was a slider. It got a lot of the plate in the top of the strike zone.
Wells has been a weapon with the challenges. He's been very good. So you see he's challenged 47, 29 of them have been overturned. 61.7%, well above the major league average. There's a ground ball to Jazz Chisholm. He flips to Rice, and that'll do it. So 2 Yankee pitchers retire the Guardians in order, 1, 2, 3. At the end of 6.5, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. The Guardians lead the Yankees 4-3, but we're going to stay right here as we honor America in the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you rise, remove your caps, and please direct your attention to the area behind home plate as the New York Yankees welcome an honored military guest. United States Navy Captain Michael Doris from Manhattan, who served in Operation Desert Storm. The Yankees say, thank you, Michael, for your sacrifice and for your service to our nation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in singing along with Robert Merrill's rendition of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
All right, fans, it's stretch time. So,
Now time for the 7th inning recap brought to you by Car Shield. 4-6-0 for the Guardians, 3-4-0 for the Yanks. Gavin Williams went 5 1/3. Garrett Cole also 5 1/3. Williams gave up 3 runs. Cole gave up 4. Guardians have had 3 home runs. Yankees have had 2. And that's pretty much it. As the Yankees are trailing by 1. And once again, the Guardians go to the bullpen. Colin Holderman, we saw him yesterday. He will pitch against Caballero, McMahon, and Wells. Fouled away.
Well, Caballero trying to jump him on the first pitch. A little happy from the last home run, huh?
Holderman pitched a scoreless 5th inning last night, ended up getting the win. One and one. His motto is, I'm trying to be as nasty as I can every pitch. Two and one on the breaking ball. Caballero 2 for 2, single and a home run. There's a strike, and that's going to be challenged by Caballero. He thinks it was inside.
Well, it was right at him. Whether it got back to the inside corner, we'll find out.
Just nipped the inside corner on the high end. So the Yankees are down a challenge. They have 1 remaining. Two. 3-2 on Caballero. He gets on. Well, he's got 15 steals. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball diving down and away.
Yeah, he swung at ball 4, but it's so hard with 3-2 that, you know, a breaking ball that's going to be close. This starts in the strike zone and then ends up off the plate away. Man, it looks easy on this monitor, Michael. You know that?
It's not. There's McMahon. McMahon's 0 for 2. 6 for his last 18 over his last 6 games. He has 2 home runs out of those 6 hits. 6 overall. Did not go. Two. Hit sharply, knocked down by Bazzano. Plenty of time to get McMahon.
Ball hit hard. I mean, you can't aim him. He got back into the count, and this ball just goes off. And unfortunately, it hits his knee and comes right back to him for an easy play at first base. Somebody's due, Michael. I think he just walked to the plate. Huh?
You think so?
Yeah.
Want to know? Hunter Gaddis is up for the Guardians. We're in the 7th inning. It's 4-3 Cleveland. Great pitching matchup, 2 outstanding starters, but they're not around right now. At this point, Gavin Williams on the winning side, and Garrett Cole would stand to take the loss, but still plenty of time to go. And there's a challenge, a ball call.
Laz getting challenged a lot tonight. You know that?
And Bailey was right. So they still have their 2 challenges.
Yeah, you could tell. I mean, it wasn't presented real well with the ball blowing out of his glove, but still, it looked like a good pitch.
Count 2-2 on the Yankee catcher. He's 0 for 2. Average at 170. He has 4 home runs and 7 ribbies. Swing and a miss. On a 1-2-3 inning for Colin Holberman. We'll go to the 8th. While the Yankees return to Prime Tuesday, take on the Guardians. Don't miss a minute of the Yankees beginning at 6, only on Prime. That'll be from Cleveland. Yankees Guardians here from the Bronx. We go to the 8th inning. Guardians up by 1. Ramirez 3 doubles last night. Tonight, single and a home run. 2 runs scored, throwing in a stolen base. Switch hitter from the right side against Hill. Hill got the final out of the 7th. He'll face Ramirez, DeLauder, and Manzardo. 1-1.
Tim Hill featuring the slider a lot more the last couple times out than he has earlier in the year.
And another base hit for Jose Ramirez. And Ramirez is daring Caballero to throw to first. He stopped before first. Caballero ignored him.
Yeah, Ramirez got out of the box. Watch him get out of the box really quick until he figures out, yeah, it's a single. He's not going to try to come back. Then he's like, go ahead. Now you can throw.
Six hits in 2 games. And a strike to DeLauder. I see you. Foul ball. Guardians started the season 21-21, but 14-6 since, and they've taken over control of the Central. And down goes DeLauder.
Yeah, that's a good sinker there. He got away from trying to put away a lefty from with that slider away. You stick with your bread and butter, especially in big at bats. Really ties him up inside.
Here's Manzardo. High fly ball, right center. On the run is Grisham, turning, and he'll play it off the wall. Ramirez held up. They're going to send him home from third. Here's the throw from Volpe, and they turned around and sent him back to third. A good play by the Yankees, keeping Ramirez from scoring.
You know, I'm just watching Ramirez in awe of the way he runs the bases. He was halfway between second and third when this ball hit the wall. And then he ran through, I think, a stop sign and then figured it out on his own that he was not going to make it. I mean, this ball was crushed to start with, but Grisham gets it in quick. Volpe hears that he's going home, and Ramirez was a dead duck, but he figured it out on his own. But look, you're going to get a read. He's all the way past second base, and then boom, I'm just going to run through this. I'm going to score, but then I'm going to figure out, no, I can't get there. I'll get back by myself. He's got great instincts, doesn't he?
Unbelievable. So Hoskins due up, and the Yankees will go to the bullpen. All Blackburn. And the Guardians have runners on second and third with 1 out. The Yankees have to bring the infield in. Last pitch Friday in West Sacramento. Blackburn against Hoskins. Line drive, it's a base hit, left field. Ramirez scores. Manzardo will hold it third as the throw comes into Volpe. RBI single for Hoskins, and it's 5-3 Cleveland.
Well, Hoskins, usually he'll be in the lineup tomorrow against lefties, but he got to start today against Garrett Cole. And a home run, and now another breaking ball that kind of sits there, allows him to get the head of the bat out just in front, dunking into left field. But this is not what you saw on paper coming into this series, Michael, with the Guardians putting up big numbers offensively. That's just not the type of team they are, but so far they have.
That's 1, and that's 2, so they double up on Angel Martinez, and that'll do it. But Guardians get another run, and they're up by 2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Pitched for the Indians and the Yankees. Started with the Indians, finished with the Yankees. Good record, good pitcher, Allie Reynolds. And we go way back in the ball. I'm sure it's black and white, and it is.
That's the old Garrett Cole wind up.
Yep. There's Yogi. And that was his first no-hitter, and this is his second no-hitter. They got him for Joe Gordon, 2 no-hitters in 1951. Great numbers in the World Series, nicknamed Super Chief. And that was by Mel Allen in tribute to his Native American heritage. So Hunter Gaddis comes on.
I read that right, that Joe DiMaggio, so he went to the Yankees and said, we need to get this guy on the recommendation to pick up.
Now they said?
Yeah.
Really?
I didn't know.
I would take his recommendation.
Yeah. Must not like to hit against him.
Shallow right field. Volpe retired. Now, one of the amazing stories with Ali Reynolds in the second no-hitter was against the Boston Red Sox. So there's 2 outs and 2 strikes on Ted Williams, right?
Yeah.
Williams pops the ball up behind the plate.
Oh, yeah.
Yogi dropped it.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Dropped it. And then Reynolds said, all right, let's do this again. And he popped up Williams again. And that time Yogi caught it. And that was the second no-hitter for Ali in that season. Yogi seemed to be in the middle of a lot of things.
I was just thinking, I mean, you were a reporter, you got to interview a guy. Could you imagine some of the interviews you'd have with Yogi, some of the stuff he'd say too?
Yogi-isms.
Uh-huh. Whole bunch of them.
Fly ball, center field, Kwan. Two away. This part of the Guardians bullpen is imposing. Gaddis is excellent. Their closer, Cade Smith, 17 for his last 17 in saves. The Yankees have a 2-run deficit they're trying to make up. They have 4 outs to go. 2 outs here in the 8th. Here's Rice. Doubled his last time up and scored. He's 1 for 3. On Rice. Goldschmidt's on deck.
We're starting to see how some of the pitchers are starting to attack Rice now. Change ups early in the count, kind of very different than you saw early in the year. He's got the attention, especially with Aaron Judge out of the lineup. There's a 2 change up and a slider to start this count off.
Foul ball.
That was a bullet. Just sideways is the only problem.
Seems like he hits everything hard. 2-2. Still 2-2.
When you talk about backwards, all breaking stuff, change up, sliders, and then a fastball to try to put you away.
Here's Cade Smith getting ready. Three and two. Rice gets on. That brings up Goldschmidt as the tying run. Fouled off. And the pitch. Another foul ball. So really battling Gaddis. Be the ninth pitch of the at-bat. Popped up, shallow left. Martinez coming on. Puts it away, and the Yankees go down in order 1-2-3 against Hunter Gaddis, and we will go to the ninth. Well, here's a look at the Yankees' upcoming schedule brought to you by Booking.com. One more game against the Guardians, and it's an afternoon game tomorrow on Yes. Then the Red Sox come to town, Yes, Fox, and Yes. Then they go on the road, face the Guardians in Cleveland, an off day, and then 3 in Toronto against the Blue Jays. Paul Blackburn deals a strike to Stephen Kwan as we start the ninth inning. It'll be the bottom third of the Guardians' order. Up the middle, slow ground ball. Volpe makes the play. One away. So here's Patrick Bailey. Patrick hitting 147. He's 0 for 3 tonight. And a strike. You know, when they got Bailey, they sent down Bo Naylor, who's been a big part of their team. And Stephen Vogt said it was probably my least favorite conversation I've had since getting this job. As a manager, being a former catcher, your catchers are your guys. It was a really painful night. Tipped into the glove of Wells, and Bailey strikes out for the third time. He's 0 for 4.
And the managers have to go through that in spring training, breaking guys' hearts or releasing guys, and it's just not a fun part of the job. It tipped into the glove, but you take it.
Who sent you down in your first spring training? Was it Pete Rose?
Pete Rose.
What did he say?
I was the first guy to be called in. I was coming from Double-A to this big league camp, and he kind of laughed when I walked in because I knew what I was going in there for. But you know, but then he went through the whole thing about, you know, get your years in there, and we'll see you soon. And you know, when I left, I believed it, so it was kind of cool.
That must be awful to be called into that room.
Oh,
because you know what it's going to be.
Walking the gauntlet.
Yeah.
Man. You know, you go from getting big league money to $12 a day in the minor leagues. Yeah, it's a big difference.
Ground ball, Jazz Chisholm, the throw, and they get Rocchio, and that'll do it. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Do the Yankees have a rally in their bones? They're going to do it against a top-flight closer, so stay tuned right here on Prime. Well, it comes down to the bottom of the ninth inning. Yankees down by 2, and they've got a tough customer on the mound. That's Cade Smith. Leads the majors with 20 saves. He's converted 17 in a row since April 16th. You see the numbers. 42 strikeouts in 27 2/3 innings. His 37.8 strikeout percentage ranks second among American League pitchers with 15 or more innings, trailing his injured teammate Eric Sabrowski's 47%. Chase DeLauder said that when Smith comes in, quote, it feels automatic. Well, let's see if it is. Goldschmidt, Bellinger, and Chisholm in the bottom of the ninth. Yankees down 5-3. There's a line drive, and it is a base hit. It falls fair, and it'll go into the corner. Goldschmidt's going to stop at second with a leadoff double here in the ninth.
Well, a smart piece of hitting by Goldschmidt. I mean, you've got a guy that you don't want to get deep in the count because he's got the ability to strike you out. Ball up and in. This one he doesn't try to stay inside. He just gets around it and hooks it in the left field. That's what the Yankees need. Leadoff hitter up. See, he usually pulls his hands in and kind of fights it off the other way. This one he got around. Looking inside, I think that he really hasn't approached away or try to pull the ball.
This Cody Bellinger is the tying run. And that one gets past Bailey. And Goldschmidt moves to third on the wild pitch.
Hit him in the back foot and ends up at the screen.
In 4 of his 20 saves, Smith has allowed a run. 1-1. That's the second most saves this season with a run coming home behind David Bednar's 6. And that's going to be challenged by
Catcher challenge ball call.
Well, he's thinking of the ninth inning and might as well use it on the pitch close.
Nailed it. So from 2-1 it goes to 1-2. That's a big turnaround.
I've seen more conversations with the hitter and the catcher on challenges this series than I have all year.
Driven into center field and deep. Kwan back, still back. He has room. He makes the play in front of the track. Tagging is Goldschmidt. Another sac fly for Bellinger. And it's now 5-4 Guardians.
Now, this is just a really good swing, and this is the difference, you know, of a good hitter, Cody Bellinger, and then a guy like Aaron Judge or Stanton that if they hit a ball like this, it's out. And the majority of players have to get it all to go to dead center field, and Cody Bellinger did a good job of squaring it up. Just didn't elevate it enough, and too deep of a park out there in center field.
40th run batted in for Bellinger on the season. Second sac fly tonight. Here's Chisholm. Trying to tie it up with that swing. 0-1. Cade Smith moved into the closer's role when Emmanuel Clase was placed on leave last July for a gambling investigation. He's still on leave. There's a strike. Caballero on deck. Chisholm is homered in this game. And he goes down on strikes. And the Yankees are down to their final out.
Well, he didn't fool around here. Just went right back at him with the fastball up in the strike zone. Just right under it.
Well, Cade Smith is 6'5", but he gets such great extension. His release is 7'5". So the ball gets on you. Here's Caballero. A strike. This should do it. Rocchio will make the play, and the Guardians beat the Yankees 5-4 to take the first 2 games of this 3-game set.
Well, if you look at it, the Guardians have pitched well, and Ramirez has had an unbelievable season, and an unbelievable series, and they've done good job with such a situational hitter.
All right, Paul, you mentioned him. Now it's time for the Mazda player of the game.
Well, he had 3 doubles yesterday, a home run today on Garrett Cole, and he's just a dynamite player, and he does not get enough love because he plays in Cleveland, Ohio, but he is one of the best in all of baseball. He's your player of the game.
6 hits in 2 games against the Yankees. 5-9-0 for the Guardians, 4-5-0 for the Yankees. Took 2 hours and 37 minutes. Williams' 9th win. Garrett Cole his first loss. Cade Smith his 21st save. Special thanks to producer Troy Benjamin, director Dan Barr, Mike Webb, and our executive producers Jared, Ames, Boschnack. Don't forget to join us again next Tuesday when the Yankees head to Cleveland for a rematch against the Guardians. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. on Prime, with first pitch coming just after 6:30. For more coverage of tonight's game, tune into the S Network for the W.B. Mason post-game show. Once again, the final score, the Guardians 5 and the Yankees 4. For Paul O'Neill and Meredith Morakovitz, I'm Michael Kay saying see ya from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, New York. Once again, the Guardians beat the Yankees 5-4. Have a good night, everybody. So long.